Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. I wanted to talk to you guys today about a question that I probably get the most out of any question in relation to spirit communication. So quite often I'll get emails or messages with people asking me how can they connect to their loved ones in spirit. Now I did make a video that was a little bit more of a generalized video that puts us into a place where it's a little bit easier to receive. But today I want to talk to you about some more specific techniques that I think will sort of open up that line of communication a little bit stronger because it's my passion and my absolute desire out of anything in this entire world for every single person to be able to hear and communicate with their loved ones in spirit. It's entirely possible. Every single person has the capability. So, as I've said before, it's really not a gift, it's a skill. So, I want to talk to you guys about some ways that you can easily connect to your relatives. So, the number one thing in having conversation with your relatives is, and this is coming from them, okay, they really want everybody to stop saying they're gone. They're not gone. They're more present than ever. Yes, their physical body has dissolved, but their consciousness and their spirit absolutely remains, and it remains constantly with you. Okay, so that's the number one thing, is starting to change the narrative a little bit about how we speak about them. They want you to know that they are not gone. Okay, so that's the number one thing. The second thing is that spirit communication really is like a muscle. It's like any other thing that we learn and we practice. The more we do it, the stronger it gets. So what we want to do if we want to start being able to hear our relatives is to start talking to them. Talk to them about everything. Talk to them about not just the serious stuff, but how is your day going? Like what movies you've been watching, just like you would talk to them when they were physical. Okay, because they really do enjoy making light of things. They're not these like all serious, just all knowing, like purely saintly things. They are that, but that's not the only part of what they are. In fact, I was doing a reading yesterday, and her my client's relatives were messing with me. Okay, let me tell you, they were like disconnecting the phone. They were like making me think that like the appointment was at one time and calling her and it wasn't. And so by the time we actually got on the phone, we were just laughing at the absurdity of just trying to connect to each other. So I asked her, I was like, were some of the people that you're hoping to connect with like real jokesters? Were they people that would, make something like this humorous? She's like, oh, absolutely. They were complete jokesters. They were always messing around. Like, this is very much the same type of energy that they would be exuding while they were physical. Okay, so keep that in mind that relatives are not just purely serious. They want to laugh with you. They want to joke with you. They want to enjoy the joyous moments of your life. They don't want you to be sad. They don't want you to sit around and think that they're missing. Okay, so that's a really big thing. It is be open to the fact that they want to be uh, light and humorous with you. Okay, so the third thing is when you start having these conversations, when you start making this a regular part of your daily life, then take notice when you sort of imagine almost what your relatives would be saying back to you. Okay, so if you have a question, let's say, and you say, Do you think that I should take this job, John? And you almost imagine John in your mind saying, well, Laura, you know, I think if you took this position, there would be these benefits and so on, right? You just sort of imagine uh, what John would be saying about this particular situation. Guess what? That is not in your mind. That is John. Okay? So there's a very thin veil between here and there. And a lot of the time, you are going to sort of question whether it's you that you think you're hearing or whether it's your relatives, okay? Here's the secret, you guys. The biggest part, and I tell this to all new mediums that I'm training, okay? The biggest thing about spirit communication is not the actual communication part. The biggest part about spirit communication is learning how to trust that it's real, that what you're feeling and thinking and seeing is real and it's not you. Okay? So you'll be able to tell over time once you start identifying that you know your relatives are communicating with you. There's not a time that they're not communicating with you. They answer all your questions, they address all your concerns, and they're there with every laugh and major moment in your life. Once you accept this, then you can start really working on the aspect of it of trusting that what you're feeling is real. Okay? That's the biggest thing. It's not the communication itself. So, first things first, change the narrative. They're not gone, they're right here. The second thing is start talking to them. You know, you can't ask somebody to communicate with you if you're not communicating with them, right? So start opening up those lines of communication. Talk to them about everything under the sun, whatever it is that you want. And then listen. Listen for what comes back. But the most important thing is trust. Trust that whatever's coming back is in fact your relatives communicating with you, guiding you, supporting you, loving you. Okay? So that's the beginning of basic spirit communication. I'll make other videos down the line where we just continue to get a little bit more and more specific about things. But I want everybody to start there. Anybody that has any desire to communicate with their relatives, that's where it all begins. Thanks for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe, and I look forward to chatting with you guys again soon. Aloha.